Hi and welcome to this week's episode of Magoos Corner. I'm your host Trev, joined by Sean Jacobson from the Rosewater Football Club. How are you, mate?
Not too bad, you Trev?
Yeah, very good. We have to, the producer has made it very clear that I need to apologise. I was always going to for the antics of last week.
The goal, apparently.
Oh, he was just on absolute fire. So the fist wasn't too bad, but he just got reeled in and put his 2 cents in. But apologies to everybody in Division 6 all the way through to Div 1. Try to do your best, but when those two get together, it's like they're just...
I just need the goal. You just need the goal, and that's it.
Or
You'll let loose all the time.
We didn't need the goal. Alright, so thanks to our sponsors, and of course this is being taped live from the Portland Hotel, so we thank them for their hospitality. So let's have a look at the ladder now after 6 rounds for Division 6 reserves, and West Croydon sitting on top undefeated.
Smashing everybody, it seems. Well, big old Stubby's doing alright, and B-grade coach out there, I would say. But yeah, looks like they're going to be sitting top for a majority of the year, I dare say, but it's only 6 rounds in, who knows what will happen.
No, but a good percentage too, and Woody South sitting on 5-1 with Brahma Lodge. Nice bit of form there for Woody South, because they had a really tough year last year.
Yeah, it's got spanked pretty much every game last year until they played us towards the end and at Rosie's and gave us a touch up. So, but yeah, no, it's good to see them turning around this year, so hopefully they finish up to high.
Because we had them in a trial at Wingfield Oval.
Yep, we did,
in the year, and they were pretty impressive.
Outside,
so yeah, Adam Clifford, it's Adam. Started to turn that club around, which is very, very good to see.
Yep.
Luthies, the Kings of the South Parklands, and Mitchell Park on 4-2. And the Tossers on 3-3 with Ingle Farm, and as we were saying earlier, Fitzroy, Mawson Lakes and Houghton Districts on 0-6.
Never seen 3 teams after 6 rounds not win a game.
No.
And they've all been pumped too.
Yeah, so looking at it, you got 20% all the way through to 30% for Fitzroy. So tried to get in contact with those clubs today to get a little bit of insight of what's happening, but no one want to return the calls.
I wouldn't either.
No, so I mean, after our year last year out of Portland, I wouldn't be surprised why. So let's have a look at the first game, which is Brahma Lodge hosting Mitchell Park at Brahma Lodge Oval. 19-4, 118, 7-4, 46. So nice win for Brahma.
Yeah, they're hitting their strides this year after a disappointing year last year. Everyone talked them up, and yeah, smashed them. Absolutely creamed. Can't see this quarter by quarter, but yeah, 19-4 to 7-4. You dare say they were leading all day by a fair amount.
And last week when we were reading through the scores, when we were trying to read through the scores, there was a lot of games where it was 6-17 or 10 goals 23. This week, having a look at some of the results, it's actually and it was a pretty shit house day.
Yeah, I know. 12. Yeah, we didn't kick 2 straight. So.
No. So looking at the goal scores for Brahma Lodge, Lehman with 5, Taylor with 4. Hem Mendez with 4 also, Nicholson, Mann and Lees, and for the better players was T. Lees, Corbett, Hem Mendez, Cook and Nicholson.
And for Mitchell Park here, their goal scorers were Jay Wack for 2.
Jay Wack!
D. Thomas with 2 as well. B. Bird, Georges and Maroney all singles, and their better players were Malin, Thomas, Battersby, good old Whack in there as well,
Whack.
And Davidson.
Have a whack. That's a great name. Now looking at the next one, so this one's a big win here.
This was a spanking.
Absolutely. 24 goals, 27, West Croydon at home to Houghton District's 1 goal for 10.
Yeah, that's, well, as we've seen before, Houghton were right down the bottom, and that's why they've got a percentage of 10 or 20, I dare say. And they didn't even look in it at all day, looking at this quarter by quarter. No. 9 goals to 1 point after the first quarter.
Yeah, so they were kicking 4 more in the second, and then kicking on to get another 5. So then they finished off with 6 goals. So they were just peppering the goals all day.
Smashed all day. And yep, their only goal in the Houghton came in the last quarter too. That was pretty much scoreless.
Just that extra bit of percentage boost. Yeah. West Croydon, Campbell kicked 7, very nice. Emery with 5, Freeman with 4, Kula with 3, Birch with a couple, Bottrell, Sawtell, David Jr. Sawtell and Malupo, and the best players were Clavel, Freeman, Emery, Watkins and Campbell.
And for Houghton Districts, single goal kicker to Kolonisk, and their better players were Prago, I think, that's how you pronounce it, Wood, Holland, James and I'll let you pronounce that one.
I'll go Sabo.
Sabo, we'll take that. Sabo for Houghton. So yes, that was a spanking and a half.
Yeah,
West Croydon had a kick straight. It could have been a lot more.
And they're doing quite well, West Croydon, as you said, with Stubber, and also they've recruited quite a few players for their A grade, which meant that a lot of the guys that were sort of that B grade, French grade, A graders are now playing C grade.
Yeah, no, they've filtered down. Yeah, I've seen a lot of those B graders play A grade over the years at West Croydon, so.
And those boys got over our C grade by 4 goals, I think it was, on Saturday morning.
Yeah, I think you're right. I didn't really ask the C graders too much about that.
No, they said it was they came from, they were a lot further down and they just came home in the end, but still falling short.
Yeah.
Now this one's definitely interesting.
So yeah, high scoring this one.
This one, yeah, no, it was just the goal umpires must be knackered. Mawson Lakes hosted Ingle Farm at Mawson Lakes Oval when it was 5 goals 4-34. Mawson Lakes to Ingle Farms 5-9-39.
Yeah.
So one kick in it.
Yeah, 5-9. Ingle. Well, this would have been tight all day. It would have been a boring game for the goal umpires, as you said, but. Ingle Farm just getting over the line. They were last year's grand final, so I reckon in Divi 6 went down to the Tossers in the grand final because I was there and watched as my mate is a coach at Trinity, so I went and seen that game.
That's right, you did say that before. Yeah. Ingle Farms goal scorers was Williams with 2, Gully, Justice and Coleman with 1 each, and the best players were Smith, Kosio, Collins, Taverner and Wood. And
for Mawson Lakes we had Hayden with 2, Schwenke and Skinner, Curtis all singles, and the best players for Mawson Lakes were Hayden, Curtis, Goff, Schwenke and Nelliken.
The Schwenk and the, what was the other one?
Nelliken, I reckon. That was
Whack.
Oh, the Whack, yeah, the Whack, J Whacker.
Now the next game, Woody South hosting the Trinity Old Scholars at New Vision Oval. 14 goals 690 to Trinity's 7-13-55, so a missed opportunity maybe.
Maybe, but yeah, Trinity I think they've lost 3 on the trot now, which is pretty surprising. I would have thought they'd been up the top because it's pretty much the same team, I'm pretty certain, as last year, and yeah, they won the flag last year pretty easily, so who knows what's going on out there. I might have to ask old Hawley what he's doing.
So have they had, for the Tossers, have they had people leave in the A grade?
No, they're usually... it's pretty much, well, from what he said to me, the same team all over. Maybe a few from the B grade have gone up, but yeah, I couldn't see any reason why they've lost 3 on the trot, but I might have to ask him and see what he says.
Yeah. O'Regan with 5 for Woody South, Todd with 3, Smith and Swanson with a couple, Harron and Cross getting 1 each. Cross, Ridgway, Swanson, Erickson and Harron were the best players there for the Cats.
And for Trinity we had Crocker with 3, Shaper with 2, Battersby and Ward for singles, and the best players were Eves, Ward, Byrne, Dowgren and Connolly for Trinity.
A couple of familiar names in there from last year, still getting on the best player sheet.
Yeah, it seems that way.
Now my mates, Adelaide Lutheran, South Parkland, took on Fitzroy, and it was, well, we weren't far away, just down by the Aquatic Centre. So it was a funny day.
Like rained early.
Well,
actually wouldn't have rained for the B grade at all, I don't reckon.
No, they said that it was probably just a 2-minute burst of rain, which made the ground pretty heavy, from my opinion. And then it just sprinkled for about 5 minutes, and then it just disappeared. Yep. So it was a funny old day. Got quite windy, but yeah, as we said, 10-14 to 7-6. It's a nice win for Ludies against Fitzroy.
Yeah, pretty comfortable win. There could have been more if Luby's had a kick straight, it seems, but it was pretty windy out. As you said, running down the road, and it was pretty windy all day down there, so yeah.
Strauss kicked a couple with Matthews and Edmonds, also Cartwright, Bentley and Clark, and the best players for the Dogs were Matthews, Clark, Brereton, Ludwig and Bennett.
And for Fitzroy we had Colladus, I reckon, with 2, Manchef with 2, and singles to Paulie Partridge, ex-Rosie Boy, Widdowson and, oh god, these names.
Piglicelli.
Yep, that'll do.
The pig.
And best players, Paul Partridge,
Kulianis.
Manchef, Matanda and Lennon were best players for Fitzroy.
That's a fair effort. That was a fair amount to go through.
Especially on a Monday night after a big weekend.
So now looking at round 7, Fitzroy host West Croydon at Fitzroy Oval.
Yep.
For me, you can't go past West Croydon.
Yeah, West Croydon by plenty. No one's looked like they're going to get near him so far, and I don't reckon it's going to change this week.
No, but the drainage is quite good at Fitzroy.
Oh yeah, if it rains.
Houghton host Mawson Lakes at Houghton Memorial.
After seeing Houghton only getting 1 goal for on the weekend, I'll go Mawson Lakes in this one.
Same for me. Mitchell Park host Woody South.
I'll go Woody South for this one. It's sitting third for a reason, so yep, I'll back him in.
Well, we're in agreement so far. I'll go Woody South. Ingle Farm and Brahma Lodge at Roe Park.
Brahma Lodge for me here. They're another one. Well, they're sitting second, and I'll back them in against Ingle Farm.
Yeah, I'll have to go with Brahma on this one, as much as Paulie Manuel will probably send me an email or text message, but yeah, I'll have to go Brahma there. Trinity Old Scholars host Adelaide Lutheran Trinity College.
I'm going to go Trinity only because it's all the way out there and no one wants to drive all the way to Gawler on a Saturday. It's a fair hike, so yeah, I'm going Trinity.
Imagine playing a triple header.
Oh, I'd hate it.
You have to leave at 7.
I know. Oh, sure. You're not kidding.
I'm going to disagree on this one.
Yeah.
Go the other way and say just purely based on form, I'll go with Adelaide Lutheran, but not by much.
Yep.
Not by much for me.
That'll be the closest one of the lot, I reckon.
So, as I said, thanks to our sponsors, and also make sure you subscribe to the SA Footballer magazine and have a chat with your club about having the game called live. We've just tipped over the 50,000 views on YouTube, so it's a fantastic result, and obviously we're doing a good job apart from last week. So that's all we've got time for this week. We'll catch you again next week.
See ya.